Well, with Iran now ramping up its nuclear programs, tensions are rising between the U.S. and Tehran. So what would happen if America or perhaps Israel wound up being forced to take military action against the Iranians? In Washington, they're conducting war games to prepare for a scenario like that. Chris Lawrence live now with more on this. How are these war games going?
Not all that good, Kieran. You know, in one of the war games, a simulated Russia and China sidestep sanctions and conduct secret deals with Iran. In all three games, the relationship between America and Israel deteriorates, and that's just the beginning.
Three recent war games analyzed all kinds of scenarios to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. None of them worked.
You participated in one of these war games. How did it play out?
In our scenario, Israel struck Iran without U.S. permission, so the U.S. was caught off guard.
Kareem Sajapour is an Iran expert who has lived in Tehran. In a war game, experts like him take sides and play out a potential conflict. The Brookings Institution war game, what could happen if Israel took out Iran's nuclear sites. And Sajapour acted as one of the Iranian leaders.
When Israel bombed Iran, what we immediately did was put the leaders of Iran's opposition on state television, and they pledged solidarity with the government. We put images of mangled Iranian men, women, and children who were killed as a result of the military strike on television to appeal to people's national pride.
In the war game, Iran's opposition movement rallies behind a regime they hate. Far-fetched? Remember 9 years ago, when a disputed election divided another nation.
And I felt like I was at the Alamo.
Angry protesters took sides until an attack by foreigners unified the nation and sparked a wave of patriotism. With internal opposition squashed in the simulation, Sajapour says Iran retaliates against Israel and strikes the Saudi oil fields.
Although this was a simulated Israeli strike, what were the implications for the United States?
The implications for the United States were disastrous. The price of oil skyrocketed. Iraq and Afghanistan were further inflamed, and the domestic fallout in Iran was huge. The opposition movement basically died.
What that war game showed was that if military action was going to be taken against Iran, it was better conducted by the United States rather than Israel. But even that was not a good outcome. U.S. General David Petraeus has warned that any military strike could spark nationalism inside Iran. And U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates has said a military strike is only going to buy time and push Iran's program deeper underground. Kieran.
All right, not an ideal scenario, clearly, any way you look at it. Chris Lawrence for us this morning. Thanks.